No, that Lost Soul aside coming in at 60. John asked me, he's like, so does that sway you from getting the
Yeah,
game?
I was like, you still gonna play it with a score like that?
I mean, look from playing the demo, I think the gameplay is fun. Like the combat, it's just like kind of the way you talked about, where it's like that arcadey Devil May Cry, like it just works for you. Like the combat for Lost Soul aside, it just works for me. I think it's fun. I fully knew when the game was revealed that this game is probably not going to blow me away narratively, and it's just going to be one of those fun JRPG action games to
Yeah.
play. And it hit my expectations in the demo, so I'll play it eventually.
The main reason I had asked you that was because I personally don't put as much stock into Metacritic scores as I think a lot of people do.
Yeah, yeah.
Because for me, it's like a score isn't gonna necessarily change my opinion, because at the end of the day, that is a collection of
Multiple
a
publications.
collection of multiple publications that had an individual person review it. And as we've seen, and granted, when they all come together for a lower score, it must say something, but it could just be it's not what they were hoping it was going to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Which a lot of times ends up being the case.
Yep.
But also, I mean, we've said it before, and it's something we're always going to reiterate. Like a lot of people consider 7 out of 10 to be a bad game. 7 out of 10 is a great game.
True.
Some of my favorite games are 7 out of 10.
Nothing wrong with a 7 out of 10 game.
Nothing wrong with a 7 out of 10 game. So it's like I don't look at Metacritic scores necessarily to reinforce whether I'm gonna play a game.
True. It's just nice to see for Metacritic scores when a game you're excited for scores really high. That's cool. But when a game you're excited for scores low, that's also not a terrible thing. Because it's like, dude, with my Metacritic prediction videos, I start off the video the same way every time of, 2 things to establish. Number 1, I understand Metacritic is not the all and be all of gamer scores. It's just fun to talk about and fun to predict. That's it. I always start every video off like that because I need to make that known that I understand this is not like the religious text of gaming. I get it.
I got the best example. Well, it's not a Metacritic score, but I got the best example I can always go back to is remember when Biomutant came out?
Oh yeah.
Remember what I said about that game?
Yeah.
I said this game is a 7 out of 10 game at best, but for me it's a 9.
Yeah, he loved it.
It was one of those where it's like, for most people, a game may not be, it may be a fine game.
Yep.
But sometimes that fine game is exactly what I want.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that, There's nothing wrong with that. So, yes, I will 100% buy Lost Soul Aside at some point, probably post-trip, because, again, I'm being selective on what games I'm getting. But I will get it, and I will play it. I enjoyed the demo. I did go back and play more of the demo. I enjoyed the combat. The combat worked for me. I don't expect the rest of the game to blow my socks off, but, I mean, nothing wrong with a 7 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a 7 out of 10 game for me to check out at some point.
That's why it's fun when we do, because, it's fun when we do our list.
Yeah.
We compare it to we don't ever actually compare it to what a normal list would be.
True.
But it's why when we do our end of the year or middle of the year lists, this is probably the first year where our number 1 game of the year is gonna be
unanimously the same,
in line with most other people.
Yeah. Not only in line with most other people, but we all have the same one. That's not happened yet. Both points.
Well, it's like when we did our end of year bracket last year. There was a real chance that if that bracket was just very slightly different, that Esports Godfather would have went all the way.
Esports Godfather would have probably been pushed all the way to the end.
But it's just one where it depends on, a lot of times for me, it's that small little hitter that comes out of nowhere.
Yeah. I understand.
What's going to be really funny? If we come to the end of the year and Hell Is Us just continuously slides its way up my list.
Right? And then it comes bracket time and it just gets pushed and pushed and pushed. All it takes for the bracket is for John and Zach to just get that connection and just be like, yeah, because Zach's just like, he'll just ride. He'll be like, yeah, whatever, fuck it, let's ride.
Yeah, because it's one of those where, because this year as well, I've already said a couple times this year, this is the first year where I'm gonna I am actively making my list
As
on
the year
on
happens.
my own. So when it comes to the end of the year, I can have a list of what for me were the best games of the year, and I'll have that ready for our end of the year show, or like when we do our game of the year show or whatever. I'll have my own list there. It's gonna be a fascinating year for my list.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for all of our lists. All of our lists are going to be. Zach's list is going to be interesting.
His list is going to be weird.
I can't wait for his list. His list is going to be awesome.
We're probably going to be a lot closer than we ever have been.
That's true. We're going to have a lot of similarities. That's for sure. Yeah, no, it's our end of year list and the bracket, and like I said, like I think last week, I do plan to make the Gamesthetic Awards like a standalone video this year. All three of those things are going to be really fascinating.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to see how all three of those things are going to play out.
This is one of those years where it's like, man, there's a lot of good games coming, especially in the next 2 months.
Yeah, next 2 months especially.
There's some big hitters coming out towards the end of the year.
Yep.
And man, it's going to look real funny when Digimon's towards the top of my list.
Yo, facts, same here. I'm so excited to play it, man. If you're not a Digimon fan, you don't get it. But this game's about to beat out, all these big names for people. It's gonna beat out the Blueprints. It's gonna beat out Ghost of Yotei. It's gonna beat out Pokemon Legends.
I was about
Give
to
me
say,
Digimon.
I was about to say, it's like I loved what I played of Ghost of Tsushima. I never finished it. I've said before, that's a game where I loved every second I played of it,
But didn't finish it.
And then just one day just never picked it up again.
Yeah.
Ghost of Yotei. As good as that game's gonna be, I'm sorry you fell next to Digimon.
Facts. Me and you, we are on the minority there, brother. That is for sure. And it's so funny because that's the second time this has happened with a Digimon game. Because the last time, I still remember it because I opened the show making a joke that, on today's episode, we're going to all be talking about Xenoblade Chronicles 3, the big new game. Everyone's playing it. We've played every second of it. Just kidding. We're talking about Digimon Survive today because they came out at the same time, and that's what we wanted more. So it's just funny how that stuff works out. Sorry, Ghost of Yotei, you came out when Digimon Story came out.
It'll be like the time when Elden Ring came out, and I think me and Zach talked for an hour and a half about TFT.
True. Facts. Look, we acknowledge the big things that come out. Like I always try to, at the very least, include the big games, like their scores and stuff, at least in the weekly wrap up. If we don't play it, so at least I do that. But hey, we're gonna play what we want to play. We're gonna play what we want to play. Now, once companies start hooking us up with free copies, brother, I'll play anything you want to give me. Let's go. Hook me up with a free copy to play and review. I'll do it.